Okay, and we are live. Okay, so welcome everybody to this week's episode of Guest with Guy. For anyone who hasn't seen the show before, the premise of it essentially is I am lucky enough from time to time to have a conversation with another member of the SFM community, invite them into the spotlight and have a good old chinwag really and find out a bit more about them, their background, their story, and ultimately what led them to the decision of starting an online business and why an online business was potentially the right fit for them and the lifestyle they're looking to create. And this week we have a very special lady with us, a lady called Amanda Walter. So Amanda, welcome. Thank you very much for being here with us today.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. Good to be here.
Not a problem. So Amanda, I always like to start these interviews by just really giving you an opportunity to introduce yourself, explain a little bit about your background, your story, and ultimately, you know, what led you to the decision of starting your own online business, if I may.
Yeah, of course, no worries. Okay, so I've had a couple of different careers in my life, and through no fault of my own, long story short is I've got a central nervous system condition, which means I can't work for other people now. And so I was searching, it's probably 18 months ago now, I was searching, trying to find answers and how to get a bit more independent with an online career, I suppose. Needed to redesign things. And that's how I stumbled across the SFM advert, actually. So I was actively looking to change my career. I'd been out of work for a while. I used to be a sports therapist and need something that's not so physical now. So yeah, it's a complete change of lifestyle completely. It's an industry I know nothing about. So
Yeah.
it's been interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, you and me both, by the way, when we started.
Yeah.
And I like to think I know a little bit now, but certainly when I started, I knew absolutely nothing
Yeah.
about online business or affiliate marketing. Okay, cool. So thanks for that as an overview then. So when did an online business kind of start coming on your radar as a viable opportunity, you know, rather than maybe, because obviously you mentioned there that you had your condition that meant you couldn't necessarily work for another business, so you needed to work for yourself. When did an online business become the opportunity, you know, that you were going to consider
Well, I just kind of looked at how I am in life. I'm very independent. I've never liked being told what to do. So, you know, if you're trying to redesign things, you sit down, you take stock of who you are as a person, what suits you. If I can't be reliable to get to people, then I need to be able to work from my laptop wherever I am. If I can't get up and out, I can at least turn on my laptop and do something there. So for me, it was a no-brainer. It's just kind of, my thoughts led me to that place. I love to travel as well. I hate being stuck in one place. So, you know, I need that sense of freedom. Freedom is one of my top values in life. And when you know who you really are, it's really important to cater to those values. Otherwise, you're only going to have a temporary fulfilledness, and then you'll be looking for something else again. So I was sick of that eternal search. I needed to get something that, you know, I don't want to be limited by my cash flow. I want to be able to build something, own it myself, and the sky's the limit, you know, whereas working for other people, there is always a limitation. You know?
Yeah, totally resonate with that. And freedom for me definitely was one of the big drawers of why I wanted to obviously work for myself and not for a company of someone telling me what time I had to arrive at work and how long I had to be there for, and what I had to wear. You know,
yes.
onto, you know, the idea of just literally being my own boss and controlling my day and how that day looked. So I knew I wasn't work shy, or, you know, I was really keen to get, that's one thing I really wanted actually, was to be passionate about something again and kind of something. And thankfully that's one thing I've discovered since I started my online business. I'm definitely not lazy, you know, I'm prepared to work, but I don't see anything I do in my online business as work anymore. You know, I kind of really enjoy it, and that's a big indicator to me it was the right decision and the right move.
Exactly. You can work harder, can't you, when it's your dream. You don't want to stop because you're doing it for what your heart wants. It's not doing it because of the daily schedule that your work's telling you.
Absolutely that. And I was really keen at this stage then maybe to find out a little bit more about your online business, because again, I think you're a great example of When a lot of people come into the SFM, they don't necessarily have a game plan about how they're going to make money online. So similar to myself, starting with the affiliate route of remarketing the SFM, I think that's where a lot of people start. When they first come in, they think, well, actually remarketing the SFM, because I think a lot of people are very grateful for what the SFM has done for them personally, and they do find it they're quite passionate about the business. So it's probably the most immediate opportunity, or most obvious opportunity for a lot of people. But you yourself have used the education in another guise, and again, obviously, like you say, the possibilities of once you have that education are pretty endless. You can do it obviously for an e-commerce store or a coaching business or whatever you want it to be. But you yourself have obviously gone on and set up your own business in your own right. So do you want to maybe give us a bit of an overview of what your business is all about, and what you've chosen to do with the education you've got from the SFM so far?
Yeah, definitely. First off, just like you, I came in completely unsure of what to do with it. I just knew that there was an answer there for me. So I had to be patient and dig around and try different things and then see what really stood out. And then I came back to that initial aspect of I need to own my own thing and I can realize my own dreams. So obviously having a history of interest around health and how how it works with the body. I've got a passion for tea because there's only health benefits in herbs and flowers and nature. I'm a bit of a hippie at heart, so I'm a big geek there. And so yeah, I have launched very recently my own tea business. So it's in its early stages, and it's early stages, and I need some more money really to push it as much as I want to. So I'm still constrained by budget, but it's really good fun building something that's mine. And that's what I'm doing with the education. I love the idea that I've got my own idea, and I'm not on the mainstream e-commerce sites yet. I want to be able to build it organically first, and then hopefully that will fund me to get onto the larger platforms like Amazon. But there are fees that you need to be able to afford, and something to work towards. So it's always good to have your goals there in place, isn't it? Absolutely. So building my own tea business, and then that will eventually link into another business idea I have alongside, which I can talk about for another day. And then eventually, I like the idea I can tell people that you don't have to just do affiliate. You don't have to just do, you can do your own thing. There are so many different ideas you can do with this education. So if you're not sure, but you've got that real strong intuition that this is the answer, just trust it and just keep on going, and don't quit as well. The amount of times I've wanted to quit because I've not been too sure of what the next step is, and my general tendency is I'll go into a hole. So it might be a couple of months where I'll just go and hole up, and then I'll come back fighting fit. So that's the attitude you need, isn't it? It's just keep coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. That don't quit mentality, 100%. I've lost, counting the number of times I thought, oh God, can I actually do this? And it's just the way I think I've overcome that is, no matter how down and out you feel, if you just say, right, I'm going to give it a go for one more day, right? Whatever that thing is, tomorrow I'm just going to give it my all. And obviously, if you keep telling yourself that message, you don't give up, because you just keep going one more day, and then eventually you get the light bulb moment, it clicks, and you're kind of back on fire again. But I think, to be honest, if you don't think about quitting at some point, because obviously, like you say, it's an alien industry, isn't it? A lot of us don't necessarily know a huge amount when we come into it. So if you don't think about quitting, you probably need your head looking at, to be honest.
I think so. Yeah.
But and this is not wanting to take anything away from the next question I was going to ask you, but.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, actually, I just want to say massive congratulations on launching your own product and getting that out there to the market.
Thank you.
That is amazing work, and I am uber respectful of anyone that has the vision and creativity to, because there's so many things involved, aren't there? The branding and all of that, and obviously with teas, there's a lot of getting the recipes right and all that. I can imagine it's a huge amount of work, and it's called, is it Moose Brews? If I can do a quick plug.
Brews. Yeah, so my nickname.
Anyone that's interested, go and buy some lovely tea.
Thank you very much.
Look, I'm really obviously immensely proud and in awe of the fact you've managed to do that. and actually for me, that's definitely a direction I really want to go in as the next stage of my online business. Once I've got the affiliate route exactly where I want it to be, I similarly really want to go down launching my own product as well. But I haven't quite got that. I've got a few ideas, but not quite fully defined yet. So like I say, maybe that's a chat for another day. But my question's looping back to what I was talking about, and why I haven't quit, I think, which is, I do believe, quite a unique factor of the SFM, is just the people that you have around you going on that similar journey, So without kind of spoon feeding you the answer, that was just about the question I was about to ask. But what are your thoughts on the community you have within the SFM and the people, and how much of an impact have they had on your journey so far?
The community is the glue. It really is. I'm a people person, so trying to build a business on my own has been really, really tough. And it is the community that keeps you going. So, like you say, when we have our down days, actually when I log on, just connecting with some people and having a chat about, it's tough today. And everyone there wants to help each other succeed. So you can't help it, if you go and reach out for help and say you're struggling, someone will do their utmost to lift you up. So for me, it's been everything. At times it's, at times it's been essential for me to be able to reach out and do that. So massive.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And I genuinely, I know I said this on a few chats I've had with people now, but I genuinely didn't expect that. When I came in, I thought it was get an education, learn the skills you need to do to make money online and that kind of thing. But I found that absolutely invaluable. And I often say that because there is that information and support almost on tap, isn't it? If you've got a question about anything and you put it in the SFM Tribe Facebook group, for instance, you will be inundated with people wanting to help. And I've never come across anything like that before in my life, where there's so many people that are obviously going on that similar journey and similar mental states, that they just want to help and empower people to kind of make the right decisions.
And big time. I think there's a sense of empathy, isn't there, where other people know what it's like to be alone and struggling, and I think that could be a big driving force behind everyone wanting to help each other.
Absolutely.
It's unique.
Totally. Okay, great. Well, maybe just one last closing question in and around kind of the mindset side of things, because I think it's all very easy when you're kind of in there, the sunshine and rainbows mindset of, wow, I'm really excited about my online business and that kind of thing. But I think there's also the difficulty side, emotionally, mentally, that people go through, like you say, about thinking about quitting and that kind of thing. For anyone that's potentially considering starting their own online business and maybe investigating the SFM as a viable company to help them do that, what would you say has been your biggest challenge or kind of hurdle, that you've had to overcome, be it physically or mentally or emotionally, to kind of get to where you are now?
The biggest one, if I want to try and nail it down to one main one, it's going to be self-belief. And I did a post actually on the Tribe the other day, because it knocked me sideways. I was just revising. I'm going over the modules again just to ingrain some knowledge, and I came across my first profile I wrote, and I didn't recognize myself on that, and I could clearly see what a different person I am now, and it was full of a lack of self-worth and lack of belief in, and it was all a bit maybe this and maybe that, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm such a determined, much more strong-headed, strong-minded, decisive, clear-visioned person than I was 18 months ago when I joined. So self-worth was a big thing for me. And if I could just quickly say, a little side note is, when I've seen people come in and they talk about wanting to utilize SFM to realize their dreams, and they're really, you can see that they put their all in, and then 6 months later they're gone, and I don't know where they've gone, and they've dropped away. And I just think, to me, I have this eternal burning question inside, is, if it was such a strong dream, how did you quit? And then I go back to who I was when I started, and I thought, perhaps it's self-worth. Did they not believe that they could do it? And I think that's really important. self-worth.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I was having a conversation with Dan Holloway recently about that belief element of things, and really limiting beliefs. About people, whether they feel they can do this or not. And there's no doubt, in a lot of people's mind, there are people out there that have made a lot of money, been very successful, revolutionized their lives by creating an online business. Dan Holloway is obviously a great example of that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that it's possible, but not necessarily possible for them, and everyone has that limiting belief internally. And I think that one thing I've become aware of, on this journey so far, and speaking to a lot of people, is we all excuse me, that's obviously my thing here. Very professional. We all have the same limiting beliefs. That's the thing. Like, I think as people, generally speaking, all right, yes, we are all different, but the same little voice in our head telling us, you can't do that, or, what if you fail, or how are you going to look if that kind of thing. And I genuinely now believe the people that are the ones that succeed or stick around are the ones that just tell that voice to shut up and do one, and just carry on in the face of that anyway. Because the most successful people, when I hear Dan, how successful he's been so far, and him say exactly the same thing of the kind of self-doubt that he had when he started on his journey, I think everybody goes through it, no matter how successful they are. But I totally agree. That self-belief thing, I think for a lot of people, is a really difficult thing to get past.
It is. It's a loud voice, and it's persistent as well. You really do if you just accept it's going to be there, then and take the action, like you say.
Exactly. Just be aware of it. That's the thing, because
don't judge it. Just hear it and go, okay, thanks, bye.
Exactly. Couldn't agree with you more. Perfect. All right, Amanda, thank you very much for spending the time to have a chat with me. Much appreciated as always. I am uber excited to see where your tea business goes.
Thank you. Me too.
I can't wait to be walking into my local Sainsbury's or Waitrose and seeing it on the shelf once you go mainstream.
And buying it, I hope.
Absolutely, absolutely. But no worries at all. So thanks again for your time, and look forward to catching up with you, I'm sure, in the not too distant future.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. Right, bye.
See you later. Bye.